Hello, CrossFit Linchpin. Today is October 30th, 2019, and I hope to dive into I don't know if fun's the right word, but a good topic, which is basically sustainability in CrossFit. So, and what I mean by that is, I started CrossFit in 2005, so I've been doing it ballpark about 15 years, decade and a half. It's not nothing. And over the course of 15 continuous years, I have had just nice, steady progressions, improvement, the whole 9 yards. Life's been really, really good. And what I hear every now and then are stories of burning out in CrossFit, or not being able to sustain the intensity, or, you fill in the blank, lost the passion, lost the fun, forgot why I started this, all that kind of good stuff. And I think there's reasons for that, and I'm going to offer my reasons as to why I think that occurs, and based upon my personal experience, and then all the experience I've had from a couple hundred level 1 seminars, traveling literally the world, interacting with thousands and thousands and thousands of CrossFitters, and all the experience from the games, and working with older populations, and everything with the CrossFit Linchpin private track, and interacting with those folks and tracking their data. Like, all the stories that have crossed my path are innumerable, but there are things that bubble to the surface, and I think there's some best practices and some pitfalls to avoid, so hopefully that helps everybody. The keys to sustaining yourself long-term in CrossFit, you can do it for 10, 15, 20, 30 years, but I think there's some things that you need to think about. So, one of the things that I hear regularly, so much so that I can't avoid it, people coming over to CrossFit Linchpin, giving it a try, and I'll hear things along the lines of, man, like, I'm having fun again for the first time in a long time. I remember why I fell in love with CrossFit in the first place. Phrases like that I'll hear regularly, so regularly that I can't ignore them. And one of the things that I always thought about was, I always found it confusing initially, because my immediate reaction was, well, we're all doing CrossFit, so why are there some people out there having such a different experience than I'm having, and than all my friends having, if all of us are supposedly doing CrossFit? Why have this segment of the population burnt out and others haven't? Why have this segment of the population of the CrossFitting population not having fun anymore, and this segment is? And it's been rolling around in my head for a long time, so I got some thoughts down, so we'll address it. So, first and foremost, and this is just anything that I say, if somebody's doing something different, it may make them defensive. They won't like that. They'll say, well, I have a friend that's doing something totally different than you do. And I get it. Everybody has a friend that's doing something different. I can just tell you, with all honesty, what I've experienced from myself and from all the data, conversations, emails, everything that I've got over 15 years of doing this. You want to sustain yourself long-term in CrossFit? You don't want to burn out? You want to still be doing it 10, 15 years from now? Most of you only need to do one workout a day. I know I beat that horse a long time. It's definitely dead. But it's for a reason. The overwhelming majority of the population, you just need one workout a day. I'm sorry, you don't. You need to not shovel junk into your mouth all day long, and you need to do one workout a day, and you need to do it really well, and you don't need to work out 7 days a week either. You need to take rest days. You're not superhuman. You're not a robot. Sorry. You don't have to lift heavy weight every single solitary day of your life and just utterly trash and fatigue your central nervous system and then wonder why you feel terrible. It's inefficient at developing well-rounded fitness. It's ineffective, and it's potentially injurious long term. I just don't see the benefit of it. I would get burnt out too. Not only do you not need to lift heavy every day, you don't need to touch a barbell every day. Every single day that you work out, you have a barbell in your hand. By its very nature, your programming's bias. So you're not doing well-rounded workouts there as well. So I would be a little bit nervous about that. Some days can just be body weight. Some days can be very, very lightweight. Some days can be, this is crazy, ready? Running. I know, it's amazing. So I would take those things into account. And again, I'm not talking about competitors. Competitors are a very unique niche of the CrossFit population, and they're playing by a different set of rules, and they are actively engaged in something, and they know the risks, the rewards, the benefits, the drawbacks, the whole 9 yards. But the overwhelming majority of the population that just wants long-term health and fitness, wants to have a good quality of life, they don't need to do that. Relative intensity. I think intensity is one of the most misunderstood characters in CrossFit. So we say constantly varied functional moves at high intensity. That high intensity is one of the key factors to improving yourself from an athletic standpoint. That's absolutely true. But high intensity, I think, can be misinterpreted. That means, some people may think that means that every day I go into the gym, I need to just set my rear end on fire and just see flashing lights before my eyes and almost black out and vomit. That's intensity. Every single day I need to do that, day after day, week after week, month after month. Of course you burned out. Of course you did. I don't know who that's sustainable for. It's high intensity, yes, but there's a reason that CrossFit says relative intensity, relative to the individual's physical and psychological tolerances. Physical tolerances just mean, guess what? You're human. You get tired. That's okay. Knock it back a few notches for me. You're going to be just fine. Ratchet down the intensity a bit. You're going to be just fine. You're getting burnt out psychologically by always having the stress of feeling that that's how you need to work out every day. Of course you're going to burn out. So it's relative intensity, relative to what that individual can do based upon a huge number of factors that are unique to their life. How they've eaten, how they've slept, the 2,800 different stresses you have, from jobs to relationships to kids to mortgages to the whole 9 yards. All of those things take a toll on you as a human being, and all of them affect what happens to you when you go into the gym. That's it. So if you're under a tremendous amount of stress, pressure, and you're working out hard, and you haven't been sleeping well, and you're traveling for work, take it down a few notches for me. You're going to be fine. Let's see. And if we do say that high intensity, relative to the individual, is uniquely suited for pushing yourself forward athletically, I think some people can also think that, high intensity means I set myself on fire every day, but this isn't exact, so please don't take this as exactly how it works. But look, if there's high intensity, that would probably mean there's also medium and there's also low, right? And if we only had those three, and we took 100% and we chopped it up into thirds, low would be, 0 to 33. Medium would be 34% effort to 66% effort. And then high is 67% effort and above. Now I know it doesn't work that way, but my point being, it doesn't have to be 100% maximal effort to be high intensity. There's a range in there, and you can ratchet it back and still move at a decent pace and still get a wonderful workout in and still not be going at low intensity. And guess what? Good things are going to happen. Good things will happen from medium burpees. Medium burpees paired with a clean diet will make you a very fit individual. So take that for what it's worth. Where else do I have here? Oh, this is an interesting one. I don't know how this will be received, but again, we're in the trust tree, right? We're being honest with each other. I think most people just need to do less. they need to do less in the gym. And that's a very challenging thing for most people to wrap their heads around. I think they need to do less, and they just need to do it better with that virtuosity, the doing the common uncommonly well. One of the things that I struggle with on a regular basis when I'm creating the programming for CrossFit Linchpin, the private track has accessory work. And I make a huge point of this. I say it in every single video, every day. The accessory work is optional. It truly is. You do not need to do accessory work to be incredibly fit, healthy, and ready for everything that life is going to throw at you. And so some people just understand spoken language and go, oh, okay, I don't have to do it. That's okay. But I know there are plenty of people out there that, I don't know if there's a personality type for it, but if it is written down on the page, they feel this compulsory need to do it. Doesn't matter how they feel. Doesn't matter how they slept. Doesn't matter if it's necessary. Doesn't matter if the regular workout was struggle enough for them. They're going to do that darn accessory work because that's what it said today. You shouldn't do that. You should not do that. Most people need to do less. Just absolutely do less. Warm up well and just do it better. And again, don't shovel garbage into your face. Get a decent amount of sleep at night. Be kind to people. And life will go about as good as you possibly can get it from those factors. So anyway, do less. Next one. Embrace scaling. I really mean that. Scale, scale, scale. And embrace scaling hand in hand with that is just removing your ego. Next, ego and sugar are probably two of the most toxic substances to human beings on the face of the planet. Ego can ruin things inside the gym. Ego can ruin relationships outside of the gyms. It is just absolutely toxic. And if ego is making you feel that you need to do a workout prescribed when you shouldn't, that you should put more weight on the bar when you shouldn't, when you should work out even though you know you kind of tweaked your hamstring playing basketball, but darn it, I need to work out too. That's ego. Just get rid of it. Absolutely get rid of it. I'm 15 years into CrossFit, and I scale at least one workout every single solitary week, if not two. Scaling's fantastic, and scaling and making intelligent decisions allows you not to just do CrossFit for 1 or 2 years and burn out, but to do it for well over a decade. Scaling is your friend. Friend of your body, friend of your mind, friend of your sanity, will get you fitter faster. It's fantastic. Okay, here's the deal. If you're not feeling it, don't run the clock. Trust me. I hope everybody understands, given my position and occupation in CrossFit, I understand the value of the clock. I understand the value in tracking your data. I get that. Beyond a shadow of a doubt. Measurable, observable, repeatable data. I get it. But if that evil, maniacal, ever-judging clock that just ticks away on the wall and doesn't care how tired you are is sucking the fun out of some of your workouts, don't turn it on. Just work out. Just warm up. If you just do Fran, maybe you didn't beat your last Fran, maybe you did, maybe you didn't. You did Fran. You're doing great. Life's fantastic. So screw the time. And if I probably don't run the clock, I would say once a week is fair. I get into the gym, feeling however I feel, something's going on in my head, and I say, I'm just not running the clock. I'm just going to work out. I'm going to go at a pace that I just feel is appropriate for today, relative intensity, and then I'm going to walk out of the gym, and I'm fine. If you are battling with that darn clock, and again, I understand the importance of data, I get it, do it once a week, or maybe even have yourself 1 week per month. Second week of the month, third week of the month, you just have a no clock week, and you just work out. And that's it. Who cares? It's 1 week out of the month. Think you're still not going to get fit? What actually might happen is you might feel a whole heck of a lot less pressure, and you might not dread walking into the gym, and you might not just it might just become fun again, which is fantastic. I can't remember who said this. I wish I could remember the individual, because it's definitely a quote. It's not my quote. It's a famous quote, but it's, comparison is the thief of joy. And there's a lot of truth to that. Working out can be fun, but if you're scanning social media, comparing your stuff to other people, and then all of a sudden you're not having so much fun anymore. If you feel that every single time you do a workout that you've done before, every time it has to be better, well, don't get me wrong, I hope that it is, but this is also planet Earth, and you sleep different every night and have stress different every day. It just ain't going to be like that. And if you don't always beat your old PR and it sucks the joy out of it, that comparison, the thief of joy, life's not good. So if every now and then you need, is it Roosevelt? Thank you. Every now and then you need to just shut that white noise off. Just shut it off. Remember why you started doing CrossFit in the first place. It's wonderfully effective. It's actually really fun. Works better than anything on the planet. You can get in and out of the gym in a flash. You can be a superhero with the level of fitness that you can develop in less than an hour a day. But make it fun, because if you don't walk into the gym in the first place because you hate it, or you get burnt out because of all the other things that I mentioned previously, nothing good's going to happen. Nothing good's going to happen. So, let's see. And this is just me personally, but I just train for myself. I train just for me. I don't train to impress somebody else with my time or my loading when I make a dumb Instagram post on my personal page. Whoop-de-doo. It's more of a metric for me to look back on and see what I did in that workout on that particular day. If you're caught up in that world of craving the attention of social media and getting the likes and the loading that you put up at the time, I think that game has a short runway, and I think it will cause some burnout and some stress that is far more negative than positive in the long run, and then you'll once again be burnt out and you won't be able to remember why you started liking CrossFit in the first place. You know, I just work out to stay fit, to stay healthy. I've got two awesome little guys in my life, an 8-year-old and a 10-year-old boy that are just my entire world. And I want to be able to run around with those guys and have my back and my knees and my shoulders feel good and have plenty of lungs when they want to go in the soccer field and just sprint around for 45 minutes. Life's good. That's why I work out. I don't work out for social media. I don't work out to compare it to something else. I don't even work out for my placement in the open. I just work out because it's healthy, and I want to be healthy. I want to have a long, healthy life, and I also don't want to spend all day in the gym because I have that cool 8-year-old and that cool 10-year-old and a bunch of other stuff that I want to do. So I don't want to be in the gym for 90 minutes or 2 hours. So anyway, but I digress. And lastly, and this is unsolicited advice. So take it for what it is. And I'm guilty of this as well, okay? I think far more people would benefit, their own lives would benefit, their family would benefit, their interaction with other human beings over the course of their day would benefit, which means our society in general would benefit. I know that's a big stretch. Not by spending 30 additional minutes in the gym doing some second session or whatever it is. Take that 30 minutes or 45 minutes, whatever that other second session would have been. Don't do it. Leave the gym. Do your one workout, okay? Then take that 30 to 45 minutes and just do personal development. Read a book. Listen to an educational podcast. Do some meditation. Seek some sort of clarity. Do something that will actually, what you did in the gym has tremendous value, strengthening your body, and there's a lot of great lessons and values, hard work, discipline, not avoiding things you suck at. I get that. Those things can go down in the gym. But there are just some things you need to do to be a better human being on the planet that don't occur in the gym. And if you don't, you're strengthening your body in every single day, but if you're not dedicating a little bit of time each day also to what's going on between your ears to make yourself, again, just a better human being out there in society in your interactions with other people, I think you're not doing both sides of the coin there as well. So anyway, I hope this was well received. The intention was literally nothing but positivity and hopefully help some folks out. Like I said, I've been at this for 15 years, continuing to improve, continuing to advance. I'm having an overwhelmingly positive experience, and I would like other people to do the same. So that's that. Thanks everybody for being a part of the CrossFit Linchpin community, and have a wonderful day.